Seven Kingdoms. Rebirth of the Last King. Prologue. The Fall of Eternia. 4 centuries ago, the Kingdom of Eternia stood as a beacon of hope and unity among the seven kingdoms. Each kingdom wielded a sacred sword, embodying virtues and elemental power. Ignis Blade, fire, Kingdom of Pyrrhus. Aquavir, water, Kingdom of Maris. Terraclaw, earth, Kingdom of Durith. Zephyrax, wind, Kingdom of Galeos. Lumindor, light, Kingdom of Solus. Umbrafang, shadow, Kingdom of Noctis. Eternum, hope, Kingdom of Eternia. Each sword could only be wielded by the kingdom's royal bloodline, tied to their soul. However, envy and fear poisoned the bonds between the kingdoms. One kingdom, driven by greed and darkness, betrayed Eternia, killing its king and enslaving its people. The sword of hope, Eternum, remained untouched, buried deep in the ruins of Eternia's capital, as no one outside the bloodline could wield it. The identity of the betrayer was lost to history, and the remaining 6 kingdoms lived in suspicion and fragile alliances, each fearing the other's betrayal. Eternia's people languished in servitude, praying for the return of their lost king. Chapter 1. Rebirth of Hope. In the modern world, 17-year-old Kaito Arashi was an ordinary high school student. With big dreams and little direction, he lived a life filled with idle days, unfulfilled potential, and a faint yearning for something greater. On a rainy evening, his fate changed forever. As Kaito walked home from school, he noticed a young child frozen in fear in the middle of a busy street. Without thinking, he dashed forward, pushing the child to safety just as the blinding headlights of a truck enveloped him. In those fleeting moments, as life slipped away, Kaito heard a deep, resonant voice. "You carry the soul of a king. Rise, bearer of hope." The words echoed in his mind, their meaning unclear. Darkness consumed him, only for him to awaken to a sight he could not comprehend. Kaito opened his eyes to find himself lying in the ruins of a grand hall, its stone walls cracked and overtaken by vines. Shards of colored glass littered the floor from what had once been a beautiful stained glass windows. A gaping hole in the ceiling allowed sunlight to stream in, illuminating a world both foreign and familiar. His body felt different, stronger, taller, and radiating an unfamiliar energy. He stood and looked at his reflection in a broken mirror. Golden eyes stared back at him, glowing faintly, and his dark hair was streaked with strands of silver. Before he could process his new form, a soft voice broke through his thoughts. "You've finally awakened." Kaito turned to see a woman with ethereal beauty standing before him. Her form shimmered like a mirage, her hair flowing as if caught in an unseen breeze. She introduced herself as Lysara, the guardian spirit of the 7 sacred swords. Her presence was comforting yet overwhelming, as if she carried the weight of centuries. Lysara explained that Kaito had been reborn as the last bloodline of the Kingdom of Eternia. 400 years ago, Eternia had been betrayed and destroyed, its people enslaved, and its sacred sword, Eternum, left dormant beneath the ruins of the capital. As the sword's guardian, Lysara had used the last remnants of its magic to summon a new bloodline from another world. "Eternum chose you," Lysara said, her voice filled with conviction. "But the sword's power has diminished, and so too has the strength of Eternia's legacy. It will take time for the sword to regain its full potential, or you must grow stronger and reforge its bond through your own skill and will." Kaito's head spun with the weight of her words. He wasn't just in another world, he was the reincarnation of a king, the only hope for a kingdom long thought lost to history. Despite the gravity of his destiny, Lysara warned Kaito to keep his identity hidden. The other kingdoms, wary and distrustful, would see his revival as a threat. Worse still, the dark forces that had orchestrated Eternia's downfall might still be at large, waiting to strike. "For now you must blend in," Lysara advised. "Learn the ways of this world, gather allies, and prove your worth to the people. Only then can you reclaim Eternia." With no resources and no knowledge of this world, Kaito decided to start small. He joined the local Adventurers Guild, a hub for mercenaries, explorers, and treasure hunters. The guild provided missions ranging from simple tasks like gathering herbs to perilous quests involving dangerous monsters. It was the perfect place for Kaido to learn how to fight, earn money, and make a name for himself. His first missions were mundane, delivering packages, hunting small beasts, and escorting merchants. Yet each task honed his instincts and taught him the basics of combat. Lissara, though bound to the sword, acted as his mentor, guiding him in the use of Eternum's dormant power. The sword, once a beacon of divine strength, now functioned more like a training weapon, its full potential locked away. The sword will grow with you, Lissara explained. As you prove yourself worthy, it will begin to awaken. Over time, Kaido took on more challenging missions. He ventured into dense forests to hunt dangerous beasts, delved into ancient ruins filled with traps, and defended villages from bandits. Each victory earned him respect and recognition, not just among the guild, but also among the common people. He became known as a capable and kind adventurer, a beacon of hope in a world rife with fear and mistrust. Yet Kaido never lost sight of his ultimate goal. With every coin he earned, he sent aid to the enslaved people of Eternia, secretly funneling resources to those who still clung to the memory of their lost kingdom. He also began to investigate rumors of the other kingdoms, hoping to uncover clues about the betrayal that had destroyed Eternia. One day, during a particularly dangerous mission, Kaido encountered a group of mercenaries attacking a defenseless village. Though outnumbered, he fought with a ferocity and skill that surprised even himself. In the heat of battle, Eternum glowed faintly, unleashing a surge of energy that turned the tide. For the first time, Kaido felt the sword's power stir within him. As Kaido stood victorious, the villagers gathered around him, their eyes filled with awe and gratitude. One elderly woman stepped forward, her hands trembling as she reached out to touch his arm. "You remind me of the king we lost," she whispered. "Could it be that Eternia's light has returned?" Kaido's heart ached at her words. He wanted to declare his identity, to reveal the truth and rally the people to his cause. But he knew it was not yet time. Instead, he placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder and said, "Hope never truly dies. It lives on in all of us." As he walked away from the cheering villagers, Kaido felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was not just fighting for himself or the legacy of a fallen kingdom. He was fighting for a future where no one would have to live in fear or despair. And with each step, he grew closer to becoming the king Eternia needed him to be. As Kaido continued to hide among the rest, his name began to spread across the region. Tales of his bravery and compassion reached far and wide, earning him the nickname the Wandering Flame, for the faint golden glow that seemed to follow him in battle. A year passed, and Kaido had grown not only in skill, but also in wisdom. He had saved countless lives, gained the trust of the people, and built a reputation that even the guildmasters began to take notice of. With his confidence and strength now bolstered, Kaido decided it was time to take the next step in his journey. He began seeking allies, individuals who could help him not only in battle, but also in unraveling the mystery of Eternia's fall. His first target was a rogue scholar who had been exiled from the kingdom of Solus for pursuing forbidden knowledge. Rumors spoke of her expertise in ancient magic and her ability to decipher forgotten texts, skills that could be invaluable in uncovering the truth behind Eternia's betrayal. But finding her would not be easy, as she was said to reside in the perilous Shadowlands, a territory bordering the kingdom of Noctis. "If you want to rebuild Eternia, you cannot do it alone," Lissara reminded him. "But choose your allies wisely. Trust is a rare commodity in this fractured world." With determination burning in his heart, Kaido set his sights on the Shadowlands. The road ahead would be fraught with danger, but he knew that each step brought him closer to fulfilling his destiny. He was no longer just a boy from another world. He was the bearer of hope, the last bloodline of Eternia, and he was ready to reclaim what was lost.